Okay, remember I said underneath 15 USC 1605, they're supposed to provide us insurance. So what I noticed, if you go over here to the vehicle area, it says vehicle insurance. Sorry, I'm blind. It says you must name creditor as the loss payee under the insurance policy, meaning if I wreck my car, it's my problem, right? But then over here, they have creditor and you, so they're not even making me the creditor here. So they put me in the position, but then take me out of it real quick. Over here, you must pay back the creditor before the refinancing. So, and then up here, I wrote HJR 192, 31 USC 3123. Hello.
Happened at the hospital. The registration was abandoned, so that registration still sits at the hospital. So you have to move the registration from where it was abandoned at the hospital at birth, where it happened, and you do a change of address, relocating the birth registration to your current address. And the business name is the name on the birth certificate. It's a business name. It's not a first, last, middle. It's a business name. And the change date, you want to go all the way back. You can go all the way back to when it was legally registered, not the birth date. The birth date is the flesh. The legal registration date, when the entity became into existence, was the legal registration date. That's on your certificate of live birth. Mine's 10 days after my birth date, after my mom went through labor on the 19th of December. I was born on the 19th of December. It was legally registered. So that's the day that legal entity, the all caps name, came into existence. So that's the date of the beginning.
You know, I heard once, if you want to hide something, you put it in a book. Man, isn't that malicious? Anyways, I want to talk to you today about law. You see, law is an acronym, and it stands for land, air, and water. See, I always do two things whenever I'm researching something. Number one is, where did it come from? And two, why is it that way? You got to question everything, right? So for this in particular, it goes all the way back to the British, and when the English had the largest navy, or one of the largest navies, and they basically ran the sea, right? So what they did is they took the English language, or the language of the sea, and they brought it back into commerce. And then they manipulated the courts and the banking's language into what we call Admiralty Maritime Law, or the law of the water, okay? So let's talk through some of the etymology and the why things are that way. All right, so we'll start with the fact that all ships are female. Have you ever wondered why that is? The captain will say, oh, she's a good ship, right? Well, now, stick with me here because this is absolutely freaking wild. Well, it's because a ship is a vessel. A vessel carries product, right? A ship delivers product, right? When a ship parks, it's called a berth. And where does it park? It parks at a dock. All right, still with me? Okay, this is why you're considered a product when you go to court, right? In the eyes of the court, because your mother was a vessel, aka the ship, that carried you, the product, to term. Then she delivered you at your birth to the dock, or the doctor, right? The dock tender. That's why when her water broke, she delivered you to shore through the birth canal. Whoa, okay. This is why when courts refer to you as a person, okay, this is why they group together person, place, and thing, because person is a noun, all right? But you are not a thing. You are a living, breathing soul. You are a verb. You are always breathing and growing and evolving, right? Notice the ing. You're living. You're a being. Okay, this is why when you are registered at birth, okay? Because you're given a birth certificate because a ship has to register its product upon delivery to the dock through a manifest. Okay, so let's look at the money side of things. All right, and why money is water, right? What sits on either side of a river that directs the flow of the water? That's right, a river bank. Well, just like how banks direct the cash flow, right? Or the currency. This is why we talk about having liquidations or liquid assets, right? Money is water. That's why all commerce is handled using maritime admiralty law, the law of the water, okay? But you got to realize that there is a different kind of laws. There's the law of the land and there's the law of the water. All right, so I can go so much deeper on this. You can comment down below.
This is the best I can do with limited resources. It's only 2 pages. You can type it up. This is as clear as I can make it. This is all blue. There's one spot that's black. Okay, type it up yourself. You put the full amount that's owed. Alright, I went on ahead and I did a little spacing here, trying to make it easier. Looks better than when I even handed it to him. Understand, I used whiteout. Literally, I used whiteout. And I just scratched it all out and I put my names in. It doesn't matter. Okay, but make sure you sign your name in red ink. You gotta put your names in red ink everywhere. You can get this notarized at the bank for free. I don't know how to send it in a PDF on TikTok, but here it is. Go ahead and do what you will of it. Whoop whoop, much love.
All right, with the DOI.gov, these are the forms that you use. This one is a 3-page form, very basic. And here are some directions or instructions or laws, acts, statements, information. I don't care what word you want to use. And then there's also this one. And that's just telling you some information. Use it when you're ready. I just like to let people know when I find something, you're going to need this information eventually. And then you're also going to have to look up what that IIM is.
The trust is the status.
However, to reclaim your credits and vouchers and set up such a system requires that you participate and reclaim your American state national, right? American state citizen status. Every American who completes the paperwork to return their good name to the land and soil of an American state is eligible for repayment credit. All members of our actual state assemblies will by definition be eligible. Check this out. Some of you have asked about Peter of England's debt eradication vouchers. These would transfer credit from the DoD stockpile to offset debts owed to American state nationals. The certificate of indebtedness. In banking, it is the same as a certificate of deposit. As a government security, the same as a treasury certificate. When you authenticate your birth certificate, you get this page as the cover. And on here it says, I certify that the document hereunto annexes under the seal of the states, and that such seals are entitled to full faith and credit. Full faith and credit in the banking dictionary is an expression for the commitment by a state, local, or national government to pledge its taxing authority plus non-tax revenues in payment of principal and interest on outstanding debt securities. And then it references U.S. Treasury obligations and some federal agency securities are also backed by this pledge, which is again a certificate of indebtedness.
The estate is the strawman. The strawman is the estate. The birth cert is the state of your Chestuik Vi Trust your SSN number. The cert of live birth is the proof of claim to the estate, and a traded bond on its own, the CUSIP number. These must be allocated into a new trust that you control. Know the differences between the two and learn the processes of how to execute those actions. When the game is told and you do not comprehend it, that's on you. Learn the language. Watch my other posts over and over and over and over again. Buy the shit you need. Act or pay someone to act for you. Your feelings and your needs are all useless and meaningless. Persistence breaks resistance. Believe it and achieve it.